Hi, I'm Ria Briscoe, and I'm excited to tell you about the release of my new book, Run for Cover. Run for Cover is based on Psalm 91 and is a picture of my journey in discovering true intimacy with God. We all crave intimacy. We long for a place where we can be real, where we can be completely ourselves and still know that we are loved and accepted. We look for that in a lot of other places only to be disappointed, but Psalm 91 tells us we can only find it in God. But we have to choose to turn to Him for that, to run to Him for that. There's a beautiful park near my home, and I go there often to exercise. And one day I was there, and I had never noticed that there were storm shelters strategically located around this park, probably because I never needed them before. But this particular day, a storm arose out of nowhere, and it began to downpour. And like I said, I was 1.5 miles from my car, and I couldn't make it back in that downpour. And so I looked for a place to run for cover, and it was then that I noticed those storm shelters that were conveniently located along that path. And so I ran into one of those shelters and waited out the storm. And while I was sitting there, I could see the storm raging around me. I could see the effects of the storm. It was thundering and lightning, but I was unaffected by that storm as long as I stayed in that shelter. And as I sat there that day, I began to think about Psalm 91 and how that's what God tells us He wants to be for us. He wants to be a shelter. He wants to be a refuge, a place where we can run to for protection. But just like I had to choose to run to that shelter that day, you and I have to choose to run to God. We have to choose to run to Him for cover. When I wrote Run for Cover, I wrote it because I learned that He is our only safe place. He is the only place where we can be truly accepted and truly loved. His love is unfailing, and you can't find that in any other source. I hope as you read this book, you discover that for yourself, and you learn, like I did, to run for cover.